Good morning, everyone. My name is Shriparna Gongopadhyay, and today I am going to present my PPT from the course Pedagogy of a School Subject, Pedagogy of Science Teaching, Life Science, course code 1.2.7a. And my topic for today's presentation is Safety and Management Practices in Science Laboratories. So, let us begin. Students understand scientific concepts better by performing experiments and observing the results. So, scientific laboratories are very important for this purpose. Safety rules help prevent injuries, burns, cuts, and any other sort of accidents while working in the laboratory. A good organization and proper management helps keep the laboratory materials in good condition and avoids unnecessary wastage. When the laboratory is safe, students can perform experiments confidently and learn more effectively. Now let us see the importance of laboratory safety. Prevents injuries and accidents. Following safety rules reduces the chances of getting hurt during experiments. Protection of laboratory equipments and materials. Careful handling keeps instruments and chemicals safe from the damage. Reduces exposure to hazardous chemicals and other agents. Safety measures protect people from harmful substances and germs. It encourages students to learn to work carefully, honestly, and responsibly. Following safety rules help the laboratory meet official safety requirements. Now let us look at some common laboratory hazards. Physical hazards. These include broken glass, electrical shocks, fire, or slippery floors that may cause injuries. Chemical hazards. These include some chemicals which can be poisonous, corrosive, or even highly flammable, so they must be handled carefully in order to avoid any sort of accidents. Biological hazards. Microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, viruses can spread infections and various kind of diseases if proper precautions are not taken. Environmental hazards. Poor ventilation and improper disposal of wastes can make the laboratory unsafe. Next, we will look into the safety rules for students. Following the teacher's instruction is very important as listening to the teacher helps avoid mistakes and accidents. Wearing appropriate PPEs, which stands for personal protective equipment. These include safety goggles, gloves, lab coats, which protect the body from chemicals and injuries. Food or drinks can become contaminated if consumed in the laboratory and which may be very harmful. So, these things should be avoided. Read chemical labels before use, as knowing the chemicals and its instructions helps use it safely. Any sort of spills, injuries, or equipments that are broken should be reported quickly to the teacher, as the quick reporting allows problems to be handled safely, and work areas should always be clean and organized, as a tidy workspace reduces accidents and help to do the work in a more effective manner. Next, we will look into the safety responsibilities of teachers. Providing safety orientation. Teachers should explain the safety rules beforehand, as explaining the rules before practical work begins helps to conduct the experiments carefully. Now, demonstrate correct laboratory procedures. Showing the proper methods helps students perform experiments safely and more effectively. Ensures availability of safety equipment. Teachers should check that emergency equipment is ready to use. Supervise students throughout experiments. A teacher should always supervise the students while an experiment is going on, as continuous supervision prevents unsafe behavior. And maintain updated safety data sheets, SDS. These sheets provide important information about chemicals and emergency action. And next is the conduction of regular safety inspections, as these help to keep the laboratory safe and updated. Let's look at the next slide, which contains the first aid and emergency procedures to be followed in a laboratory. In the case of injury, the teacher should be informed immediately and basic first aid should be given and medical help should be taken if needed. In case of fire, raise the alarm or use the correct fire extinguisher if safe and leave the laboratory calmly. In case of a chemical spill, there should be warned and the correct cleaning procedure should be followed and protective equipment should always be worn out during cleaning. Next, we will look into some of the laboratory emergency equipments which are very important and should be there in each of the scientific laboratories. So let us look at them. First is the first aid kit, which is used to give immediate treatment for minor injuries. Next is the fire extinguisher. This is used in case of a fire and it's used to put out small fires. Next is the fire blanket. It helps extinguish flames on a person or helps to control a small fire. Eye wash station. It is used to wash chemicals from the eye. Safety showers. This is generally used to remove harmful chemicals from the body. Emergency exit signs. There should always be the presence of emergency exit signs as it shows the quickest way to leave the laboratory safely. Spill control kit is used to clean hazardous chemicals and spill safely. Emergency numbers. There should be emergency contact numbers provided to access in case of certain emergency situations. Next, we will take a look into the chemical storage and disposal. For proper storage, a certain thing should be done, that is, clear labels should be used as these helps to identify the chemicals easily. Compatible chemicals should always be kept together to prevent dangerous reactions. Flammable chemicals should be stored in special safety cabinets and good ventilation should be there in a laboratory as it helps prevent the buildup of harmful fumes. For safe disposal, hazardous chemicals should never be thrown into sinks without permission. Different types of chemical waste should be kept separately as well as treated separately. Waste must be disposed of according to approved safety rules. Next, we will look into some of the laboratory management practices. Keeping an updated inventory helps track all chemicals and equipments. Regular maintenance ensures instruments work properly. Accurate records help monitor laboratory activities. Good housekeeping helps the laboratory keep neat and safe. Safety audits identify possible risks before accidents occur, and regular training keeps everyone aware of the latest safety practices. Next, we will look into the best practices for a safe laboratories. Planning experiments in advance reduces mistakes. Using equipment correctly prevents damage and injuries. Reducing chemical wastes protects the environment. Proper labels help identify samples correctly. Returning equipment after use keeps the laboratory organized. Reporting hazards early prevents any sort of accidents. A culture of safety encourages everyone to work responsibly. So, I would like to conclude that everyone in the laboratory must follow safety rules. Safe practices protect people from injuries and illnesses. Good organization saves time, resources, and equipment. A safe laboratory creates the right environment for learning, discoveries, and scientific progress. Here are some of the references. Thank you.